can give to the university. A council that is adding value. A council that is serving, that is selfless. Come to our Macedonia. My brother Benga Daniel was asking the Vice Chancellor, he said, what projects do you have in mind? And the Vice Chancellor was saying, like Hamlet, Shakespeare Hamlet, to be or not to be. I said, tomorrow we'll give you a long list of the projects. Let's, for a moment, alumni all over the world, they are going back to reflect on the portals that they passed through. That's what is happening. And my brother Bayo Ojo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, former President of the Nigerian Bar Association, former Attorney General, and by the way, the University of Lagos has produced the best Attorney General of Nigeria. Is it Agabi? Is it Adetokunbo? Kayode? Is it my brother and friend? And Bayo Ojo, you know, we marry from the same family. So, for the alumni, but we want to solidify the walls that we have. Just in January, I'll soon be done. Because we are here to make money, not to talk. And to have, your council, the council, we had a retreat. And what was the theme? University of Lagos, beyond today, unlocking value, optimizing assets, and our location, then shaping, that is for rain into the future. There's no university in Nigeria that's so contiguous to the Atlantic or to the lagoon. We can't be wasting it. And the council has decided that by the grace of God, when next we come for stakeholders meeting like this, we'll take you there. We are going to change the face of this place. We are going to reclaim that place. And we are going to put on structures there. We are sisters. And if there is anyone, peradventure, if there is any one of us, please volunteer. Whisper to us. Pinch us that you want to do one thing or the other. By and large, and in summary, we want to welcome you. We want to assure you that university will continue to be your pride. University will continue to be the pride of the nation. We soar beyond the sky. We soar like the eagles. We'll make you proud. We are not going to disappoint you. I want to plead with all of us. Please let us reflect. We passed through this portal before, and the walls of the University of Lagos shall not fail. Let us continue to lighten it. Let us continue to illuminate it. Let us continue to brighten it. Let us continue to make this university not just the first choice, but a university that we will all be proud of anytime, any day. That our own children, even if they don't come to the University of Lagos, they will say, oh, Dad, oh, Mom, you are lucky to have attended University of Lagos, and maybe we have missed one or two things by not attending University of Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, we invited you and you have come. We want to appreciate you. We want to say from the bottom of our heart that God bless you really good.
Another resounding round of applause for the Pro-Chancellor and the Chairman of the Governing Council of University of Lagos, Chief Wole Olanipekun, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Commander Officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, OFR, for that amazing speech and clarion call for people to support the University of Lagos. My Pro-Chancellor, sir, as you were speaking and you were calling those money, I had to step out to take drugs because I was experiencing headache. The billion was affecting me, and so I had to take something. But I need to say this to you, sir, for that excellent speech. And I just say, leadership is not about a title or a designation. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration. And when you look at the transformation, the geometric progression University of Lagos has experienced in the last 1 year, you want to say that those 3 I's that I mentioned is reminiscent of the personality of Chief Wole Olanipekun, SAN, CFR, OFR. Truly, you have impacted, you have influenced, and you have inspired. May God enlarge your course beyond your imagination.
Thank you so much, my dear colleague. But before you leave, you just talked about leadership. It is important that it should start from you and I as well. It's all about giving back to the institution that made you and I. I think you should also make a pledge tonight. I will also make a pledge tonight as well. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership by example. If you agree with us, say aye. Okay, how much are you giving back to the university, please?
Pro-Chancellor, sir.
I didn't call the Pro-Chancellor.
If today you want to know that I'm not a leader, I can't even lead anywhere.
Okay. Well, we had an agreement that I'm happy that the bossa is here. The salary for July, August, and September, can we both give it back to the university, please?
Let me just tell
That,
you
yes
openly,
or no?
Let me openly say that I didn't graduate from University of Lagos.
Oh, now I see where you're going. All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for me to invite a woman of excellence. Her administrative qualities, trust me, is worthy of celebration. The 13th Vice Chancellor of this great university, the first female Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos. The woman who you will never see frown. She's always smiling. Her smile is captivating. Her smile can bring out money from your pocket. Very humble, articulate, intelligent. If you're clapping for the VC of Unilag, you can do better, please. Professor Fola Shade Tolulokwe Ogushola, OONFAS.
Lamu, do you know recently that Madam Vice Chancellor won an award?
Oh, really?
Oh,
I know.
What's the award?
You can tell me, my brother.
In the month of May, our amiable, forthright, future-ready Vice Chancellor, the woman who has broken all the firsts. She's a first lady on her own, first class, superintending over the University of First Choice, and then recently, the Guardian Awards, 2025 Wonder Woman Award of the Year. That's not even the story. In our own category, they picked 7 wonderful women from different walks of life. In our own category. You know, those days, when you go and check your result on the board, there is a GP that gives you tear gas. You'll be looking at it and say, move now, let me check my result. Our poll was the highest in our category. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating a woman who has taken University of Lagos to an enviable height. God bless you, Madam Vice Chancellor.
Good evening. Let me start by acknowledging a few people. And I am then going to align myself with the protocols. My Pro-Chancellor, Chief Wole Olanipekun. I think at this point I want to say I'm one of the luckiest Vice Chancellors around. I also want to acknowledge the chairman of the Advancement Board, Chief Bayo Ojo, who has been exemplary. What we have achieved under him cannot easily be quantified. I want to acknowledge our president worldwide, Engineer Oyedele. He has been on fire. But he comes in the line of president worldwide. And I also want to acknowledge the presence of Ogbeni Oja, Chief Olorogun Sonny Kuku. I understand that Chief John Momo is around. I haven't seen him, but I acknowledge all our worldwide presidents. They have been amazing. I will not leave this table without acknowledging my Egbon, my former governor, Senator Inga Daniel. Thank you very much, sir. And of course, I feel extremely lucky to have three justices of the Supreme Court here present. Thank you very much. We're very highly honored. Before I move on and align, I have to acknowledge the presence of the Jagaban, Professor Francis Ogunye. He's not just the Jagaban of Unilag, he's my uncle. He has held my hand, and I want to thank you today. And the grandfather of Vice Chancellors, Professor Bello, who probably pushed me into this position as Vice Chancellor. And I want to thank the members of council, the management, all our alumni, friends of the university, our students, and all the people who have worked behind the scenes today to make today happen. I want to thank you all. I also want to thank all of you that have walked with us, because this journey has just begun. There's a long way to go, but we are doing well. We are moving forward, and as we continue to move forward, we will certainly reach where we want to go. Let me make a confession. I was going to read from paper. Then Chief Ojo came here and messed me up. And I thought, so I quickly said, send me my speech on my phone. So I have my speech on the phone, so that I will not disappoint his daughter. And I will appear to be very Gen Z. But as we gather here today, honestly, what I feel in my heart is thank you, thank you, thank you. Each and every one of you has contributed to where Unilag is today. Do we have work to do? We have plenty of work to do. Are we doing it? Yes. And I do believe we all recognize that we are working in very challenging circumstances. But what I want to particularly thank you for is your spirit. The spirit that says the glass is half full, not the glass is half empty. Because that spirit propels us to continue to strive, to continue to do better. Let me say that at the University of Lagos, we have a deep sense of responsibility for the next generation. We are very aware of the youthfulness of our population. Over 70% of the 226 million people in this country are below the age of 30. About 89 million are within the secondary to university age. Universities as of today, the numbers in all the universities, these 273 universities or 78, they keep growing, are not more than about 2 million. So it's very clear that there is a lot of work to do if the future is going to be bright for Nigeria. We have committed that those we train, we will train well. But we recognize our challenges. We recognize the things that may hold us back. But we also recognize, as my chairman said, government alone cannot do it. It has to be each and every one of us. In places like Harvard, the alumni come together. In Nigeria of today, and I will say this, many people are afraid to work with government institutions. Government institutions like us impact the most people. People may want to set up private universities. The over 147,000 private universities, 147 private universities, I think they have less than about 25% of all the students. Most of the students we have are in the federal universities, despite this number. And the federal universities are the fewest. So clearly we are the ones really impacting our young people. There is a lot we're not doing, but it's not because we don't know what to do. It's because we don't have the wherewithal to do it. But what we're asking for is not just money. It's commitment. When we hear things like Harvard alumni, sorry, I'm clearly not reading my speech. I'll get back to it. When we hear things like universities like Harvard alumni that give $1 billion, we may be afraid. People have asked, you have alumni, go and meet them. But I say, we're still a very young university. The number of alumni that can give us billions are few. But everybody can give us something. It's consistency. If each of our alumni commits to, let's just say 5,000 every month, forever, we will rake in a lot of money. We have over 200,000 alumni. So that I want our alumni not to think, I'm too small to do something. Commit. And we will have a bit more said later. But what I want you to know is that the university as we stand today, what we do is partner. We recognize we cannot do it alone, so we partner with the town, not just in terms of what they can give us, in terms of financials, but what they can give us in terms of kind, in terms of knowledge, because that's what we're doing. We're building young lives, and we're planning for the future. I have written quite a lot of names that I wanted to thank, but you can see that we are extremely thankful. We have put them all out there, so I will not go into long speeches again. But in addition to all our friends, we also have institutional friends like the UNDP. We have been particularly lucky with the international community. Many of them want to partner with the University of Lagos, and I dare say that's because of the quality of our faculty, and not just in terms of their quality, but their sacrifice. The things that they do goes above and beyond what they are paid. And I want to use this time to thank them as well. Because not only are they faculty here, they are friends of the university. And I think it's important to recognize that. Now, we are here today to also recognize those who are in the position to do even more. We want to thank all our generous supporters and to say to our alumni, you have a great university, you have a great legacy, and it is necessary for all of us to continue to ensure that in the future that this university continues to be great. And what we have planned and what we recognize that it stands on 4 pillars, that we must invest in our finances. We must ensure we have finances. We must invest in infrastructure. We must invest in our reputation, which comes from the research and the work that we do and the students that we produce. And we must invest in manpower. The most important manpower is investing in our faculty. There's a saying I love that says, if you want patients to get better, you invest in the healthcare personnel. If you want great students, you invest in the faculty. there's a tendency that we invest only in students and what will be good for students. But the most important thing that will be good for students are good faculty, because they are then there to continue to roll them over. So we have done quite a lot, and the faculty has, and I just wanted to mention a few things. As we talk about investing and investing, we are also asking you to take a risk with us. Bring your problems. As we solve your problems, then we get better, and more people seek us, and money will then come in a very sustainable way. And I want to thank the Air Force, who had challenges with their braking system and worked with our Department of Engineering, with their own department. Part of the problem was that they had challenges with the US to buy the braking mechanism of one of their planes. And that cost over $20,000, if I'm right, $20,000, no, or even more. When they couldn't get it, they worked with us with their engineers, and we won together. That was it was a few years ago. The cost of that, I can't remember, was probably about $2,000. And the beauty of it was that it was strong and was as good as what they were getting abroad. And they now were no longer having to deal with the politics of whether they could do their defense. So where I'm going is that no country can continuously look outside. We have to develop our universities, because they're the engine room of development. But you have to trust us. Bring your problems. Let's work together. Because we must not despise small beginnings. There is another one I love, a statement I love. This was about the black community, that the black community in the US, there was research done, that the money in the black community only circulates in the black community for 6 hours before it goes out. Whereas in the Asians, I think it was 28 hours. The whites, 28 days. The whites, 16 hours, 16 days. And what does that mean? It means there's no economic growth. There's no development. I brought that home. That here, when we think of investment, we take our money outside the country. We have to start circulating our money inside this country. We have to start investing in our institutions and our universities. Start small, but trust us. We will deliver. But not only trust us, work with us, because we are ready to work. And we're asking each and every alumnus here, are you ready to put your money where your mouth is? Alumni is not about great Unilag. It's, are you ready to trust us, take a risk? But I can assure you that this risk is a small risk. We will deliver. So I want to use this time to also say that if you trust us, we will go together. Together we will thrive. Forever, we will continue to strive. We can only get better by doing. So trust us. Let's start small. We will get better together. We will come up with devices. And there are a lot of things going on in the university. Students and faculty came up with alternate energy solutions based on pressure, based on sound. What we need is the last mile. So what I'm saying here is we have a shared legacy. Our children will not always be exported abroad. We have to keep them here within the family. And we can only do that when we trust our institutions, when we have our institutions such that we trust them, they're as good as anywhere in the world. But they cannot do it alone. So I'm asking you today, all our alumni, University of Lagos must be the Harvard of Africa. But it cannot be done by just the people in the University of Lagos. It will be done by us and by you. And we will together work to ensure we get the right government policies. We will raise money for that. We will raise money for advocacy. We will raise money for infrastructure. We will raise money to ensure that our faculty go out and are are watered and fed, because conferences and such things are not a luxury, they are mandatory for the mind to grow. We will make sure that our students can continue to go for competitions in the universe, in the US, in England. Globally. We're already on the way. Our students are doing great. 14 of the students that competitively are interning at Bank of America in the UK, 14 of the ones from Africa, 6 of them came from University of Lagos. Every year, our students from the geosciences are involved in the barrel competition. I do not know any year we have been less than the third, and this is global. So what I'm saying is we already have the right faculty, we already have the right students, we already have the right curriculum. It can get better, but we need you to work with us. So on that note, please let's work together so that the University of Lagos, this legacy we're sharing together, will still be here standing strong for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Once again, can we kindly put our hands together for the Vice Chancellor, Professor Folashade Okunshola, OON-FAS. Thank you. Would like to recognize the presence of the National Vice President to Unilag Alumni Association. He is the MD, CEO, Post Assurance Brokers Limited, a member of President Tinubu Campaign Council, Otumba Lekon Ajishafe. A round of applause, please. Thank you. Hope I got that correctly. I did not recognize the former Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services of the University of Lagos, Professor Duro Oni. Professor Oni, thank you so much for coming. I love your style now. You've changed the white beards. You're keeping them already. Thank you so much for coming.
Academic and Research, Professor Oluwole Familoni, FAS.
Thank you. It is now time for me to invite President Worldwide Unilag Alumni Association, Engineer Ifelua Oyedele, FNSE. Can we please put our hands together for the National President Worldwide?
Thank you, Lamu. I would have loved to just adopt the protocol list, but you know that I have to acknowledge the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Chief Wole Olanipekun, SAN, CFR. I have to acknowledge the Vice Chancellor, the person that I have the authority to call my young girl. I have the authority to call her my young girl. I'm not sure. Only Professor Ogunye and I think Mr. Makonjola, Engineer Makonjola can say that here. You know, young girl, Professor Folashade Okunshola, my own chairman Advancement Board, and my Chief Bayo Ujo. I will also have to acknowledge my own friend. My friend, this year it will be 50 years that the distinguished senator, His Excellency Benga Daniel, and I have been have been friends. 50 years this year, from 1975. And I remember that we were both elected officials of the University of Lagos Engineering Society. each time. I remember that when I came in, I wanted to contest against you, and they said, oh, Benga Daniel was contesting. I said, no, I will let him go. So he contested, he won as Secretary General, and then I came in after him, and then he won as President, and I came in after him. I also tried to be a governor like him, but unfortunately, I didn't attain that. But when there is life, there is hope. I don't want to talk too much about the Ogbeni Oja. You know, I was telling him when somebody addressed him as president worldwide, I said, Uncle, you are not president worldwide. I'm the first president worldwide of the University of Lagos Alumni Association by constitution, because it was during my tenure that it was the constitution of the University of Lagos Alumni Association was changed, and then the president became president worldwide, not national president. But the thing that he is that I cannot be is of the University of Lagos Alumni Association to please rise up and thank this man for his services to the University of Lagos Alumni Association. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You won't believe that Ogbeni Oja is 82 years old. 82. And there is no event, even birthdays, private events of members that he does not attend. None. None whatsoever. He is the one who invented the method of ensuring that the president of the University of Lagos Alumni Association is sourced, just like you source the chief executive officer of a multinational corporation that is not an accomplished alumnus to be president of the University of Lagos Alumni Association. It's a very rigorous exercise to become president of the University of Lagos Alumni Association. This is to say to you that whatever you do in and for the University of Lagos Alumni Association, you can be rest assured that you are protected. You know, when I think it was Lamu who was they were showing the buildings in the university, and they talked about the Zenith Bank building. That building is in fact owned by the University of Lagos Alumni Association. And that's not the only building we have in this campus. We also have the GT Bank building that houses the Secretariat of the University of, is a multi-story building as well. And so the University of Lagos Alumni Association is not only first among equals, we are ahead and everything above all other university alumni associations worldwide. When other universities come here, when they visit the University of Lagos, they have to visit those buildings. And they wonder how we are able to do it. I want to recognize my Tio, my great-grand Tio, Professor Ogunye. I want to recognize the Chief Justice of the Federation, represented by 3 justices of the Supreme Court. It's only University of Lagos that can boast of at least 4 justices of the Supreme Court, the Inspector General of Police, the Head of Service of the Federation, ministers too numerous to number, the Chief of Staff of to the President of Nigeria, and so on and so forth. I want to thank all members of the University Council who are here, who have been here for the past 3 days and who have waited behind. I want to thank distinguished Senator Adesheye Ogunlewe, who was the first person. He even arrived just before the Pro-Chancellor and myself came in at 5 minutes to 4. He was here before then. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my work here is very simple. And you will agree with me that our prestigious University of Lagos has made remarkable strides over the years, shaping minds, producing leaders, and contributing meaningfully to the development of our society. My duty is to encourage all of us to come to Macedonia to help us. And you have heard appeals from the Pro-Chancellor, from the chairman of the Advancement Board, and from the Vice Chancellor. Without mincing words and going by the lineup of the individuals in the hall today, our beloved alma mater, the University of Lagos, has indeed given us so much. It has shaped our paths, opened doors, and positioned us for relevance in the national and global landscape. But now, the university needs us. The landscape of higher education is rapidly evolving. Modern teaching, cutting-edge research, and global competitiveness require modern infrastructure, advanced equipment, and strategic partnerships. The honest truth is this: no government can solely fund education. I like to repeat all of the time that Harvard University has $54.1 billion in endowment, $51.1 billion. I'm sure there is no calculator on any of our telephones here that can calculate how much trillion that is in naira. It will give you an error message. And daily, the needs are rising. But the unfortunate thing is that very few people have the spirit to donate. So when you look outside on your way here, you see a list of people who have contributed to the development of the university, friends of the university, institutions. And when you juxtapose that against the number of wealthy people in Nigeria and the number of great institutions that we have had in Nigeria, you will see that we have not started at all. We have not started at all. The reason is this: the spirit of giving is not yet in many people. And so, what I always preach to people is to say, there are many people who want to give, but who don't understand why they have to give and for what they have to give. And, you know, I always give the example that even at my age, I'm still just looking at 70. Even at my age, all of my worldly possessions, I don't use up to 10% of them anymore. I cannot remember the last time I entered a shop outside this country to buy anything for myself. Honestly. And I still wear new shoes. I still wear new shirts, new everything. So the point is, what is the essence of all of these things that we have? My wife has turned some of the places where we are supposed to be playing to wardrobes. And do you know what? Every time I travel out of the country and I ask my wife, what do you want? She says, I don't need anything. You don't need anything. And almost every month, we keep donating things. Keep giving things out. Brand new things, used items. Now, to imagine that none of us will carry any of these things. You know, I like to be practical. If I were to drop here now, even this ring, this wristwatch that I have, those are the first items you will remove. And that's the truth. And put them in an envelope and label it so that my wife can have it. I won't die because I know that I know that I will live long by the grace of God. I'm not ready to go yet. I haven't even been governor like Otumba. But the truth of the matter is that one of my daddies here was telling me that his children came home recently and they didn't even ask him. I mean, he lives alone with his wife in his house now. His children did not even ask him, what time or who is at home, that they will come and stay there. So all of these beautiful things that we have, the cars, the Rolls Royces, engraved in there. You find something College of Education, something College of Engineering. These are schools that are 100 years old, 50 years old. But Broad Street is no longer Yakubu Gowon Street. So those ones will keep changing. They will keep changing, but nobody will change institutions that are engraved in the names of people who have the heart of gold. Accommodation, provision of up-to-date equipment and facilities to support practical and cutting-edge learning, funding as a hub of innovation. Let me at this point thank the faculty of this university. You know, there is no lecturer who go abroad and to earn mega dollars. All of them. Most of them have postgraduate degrees from Harvard, and they have determined to stay in the University of Lagos so that they can continue to produce the likes of Ogbeni Oja, the likes of Chief Bayo Ojo, the likes of Chiwole Olanikwekun, the likes of Engineer Gbenga Daniel, the likes of Engineer Ogunlewe, the likes of Professor Ogunye, and many others like that. So, on behalf of all of us, I want to thank all of our lecturers, conditions under which they serve in this place. You will continue to pray for them. I mean, their salaries is nothing to write home about. And we talk about this every time. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God reward you abundantly. We also acknowledge that many of you seated here today have in your own way supported these great institutions in times past. Some have contributed to infrastructure, some have supported research, while others have invested in student support and welfare. We see you. We appreciate you. However, the needs of the university are ever growing, ever increasing, and constantly evolving to meet modern day standards. This is why we are calling on you once again. We must rise and work together to bridge the gap between the government institutions, institutional funding limitations, and global standards. We should not wait until the challenges become overwhelming. You know, one of the examples I give is that the allocation to the University of Lagos, for instance, in a whole year for electricity, to pay electricity bill, is 180 million naira. 180 million naira. Let me shock you. In the past, before we were migrated to Band A, the bill for the University of Lagos and College of Medicine in a month was 240 million. Now, only recently, it became 560-something million per month. So, the Pro-Chancellor says that the Vice-Chancellor is a magician. If many professors who struggle to be Vice-Chancellors know what to become a Vice-Chancellor, and that's the truth. To members of the Alumni Association in the House, permit me to remind us that the word alma mater takes its root from the Latin word, which simply means someone or something providing nourishment, or more simply, Meaning, when a Mausnas, our friends of the university, and other distinguished Nigerians in the house, this is more than just an appeal. It is a clarion call and a responsibility that cannot be ignored. A noble duty to the generations coming behind us. What we build today will shape their tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a Macedonian cry. On behalf of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Chief Wole Olanipekun, the Vice-Chancellor, and her dynamic future-ready team, the Chairman of the Advancement Board, I'm reaching out to you. The time is now. Your university is not a university for now. It is a university that is future ready. So we're not even working for a university of 2025. We're looking ahead to build a university that in 100 years' time, when many of us here will no longer be on this part of the divide, this university will still be the nation's pride and will still be the best university in Africa. My duty is to ask all of us to please rise up and join us in this great task that we have put on ourselves. And you can be sure that the University of Lagos is well managed. The University of Lagos is filled with great administrators of immense integrity that you can see anywhere in the world. I want to thank all of you for coming. You are here not because you want your face to be seen on television, but because you are men of honor. Feel that life is not about taking, but life is about giving. I thank you all for coming. I think, am I supposed to? I don't want to, but I think I'll ask my own brother of 50 years to lead this charge. You know, apart from what he is doing here, in the next few weeks, where he's sponsoring and hosting a one in Nigeria, and very soon as number one in